Strugglers, I love Thanksgiving. It's like Christmas season eve. You know what I mean? It always makes me think about spending time with family, eating a delicious meal, watching football, and one can't possibly forget the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, combining the warm, cozy feeling of the holiday season with my undying love of oversized things. I'm almost afraid to look for too long. Look at this crazy-ass turkey that leads the way every single year. It's incredible. I might have to sit down. I think it's gonna be too much for me, man. I never got to watch the broadcast growing up because we were always on a long car ride to go see extended family, but that doesn't mean that I can't experience it now. And oh boy, is there a lot to catch up on. This parade has featured iconic musical performances, Titanic mishaps, and Billy Ray Cyrus riding on the Wells Fargo wagon with the NYC firefighters mere months after the September 11th attacks. We're gonna see it all today. I bet this event is just full of fun facts. So drop your fun facts in the comments down below. Here's one. The balloon with the most all-time appearances is Ronald McDonald with 26. That's fun, right? We're having fun. And God bless them, this whole thing is made possible every year by Macy's. It's kind of wild that so many people know it's them too. I think probably everybody knows it's them. This isn't just some parade. It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Just fill in the blank, ready? The blank Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
The Great.
Oh, Dad! Macy's.
You're right. The fact that one of the most well-known events in the entire country is directly associated with a brick-and-mortar department store chain is just a testament to how much money talks, baby. When was the last time you even shopped at a Macy's? I don't like going in there. The one in Fargo is in the mall, and it's so unbelievably huge that I get scared and lost every time. Where are all the people? What section is this even supposed to be? Oh God, where am I? Mom? Let's get a little backstory of how this all came to be. Like I said, we were always on the road, so I don't remember a year where I watched the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I don't remember a year that I didn't watch the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Okay, you're gloating. Nobody likes a gloater. It all started in 1924. That was almost 100 years ago. Holy shit. Time is so fake, dude. 100 years later, and now we've got a Roblox version. We've come so far as a society. How can you not love this life that we get to live? They've been doing the big balloons since 1927, so it wasn't there in the beginning, but they've been doing it ever since, and they only took a few years off during World War II because there was a rubber shortage. It took a literal world war to slow these beasts down. If World War III happens, I say we just send the balloons into battle. You see a 50-foot minion coming up over the hill, you're surrendering. You're surrendering immediately.
When you see that balloon fully inflated, you wonder, how did they do that?
It's magic, John. It's the power of Thanksgiving spirit, John.
Each panel is precisely cut and glued so it will hold the helium. Gloria Sinning's been doing it for 30 years.
How is it that every single person that works a job like this has been doing it for 30 years? 30 years ago, you could ask Gloria how long she's been doing it. She would have told you 30 years. I saw this news story a few years ago of a lady who does the seamstress work for the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, and she retired after 49 years.
The Vikings are now having the jerseys done by a company in Pine City.
Honestly, how dare you? You don't give this job to a company in Pine City. You give it to another sweet old lady named Gladys, who's been doing it for 30 years with another 30 on the way.
Am I gonna blow away?
Of course not!
Well, don't be so sure. This feels like a good place to talk about some of the accidents that have happened over the years. The absolute atrocities that have been committed by these godforsaken balloons. The balloons were originally thought of and designed as upside-down marionettes. Probably the marionette from the Polar Express, because these things will fight back. You gotta contextualize the sheer size of these things. They're many dozens of feet tall. Many dozens of feet tall. Who am I? And the only thing that they say will stop them from flying the balloons in the parade is if the winds are too high.
If sustained winds are over 23 miles per hour and gusts over 34 miles per hour, city regulations say the giant balloons can't fly at all, something that's only happened once in 1971.
Yeah, it only stopped them from flying in 1971. But have you heard the horror stories about 1997? It was a bloodbath. Barney the dinosaur stabbed in the abdomen and torn to shreds in front of a crowd of screaming children. The Pink Panther is tossed around by high winds and crashes into a crowd of bystanders, also slamming a handler into the pavement. Quick Bunny's hat gets caught on a street post, ripping the fabric and deflating his entire skull. This snowman's head tears at the seams and falls off his shoulders. Arthur punctured his arm on a tree near Central Park and slowly emptied out. Someone made this artistic rendering, I guess, and it's hilarious that this even exists. Why did you post this? Thank you though, because there wasn't footage of it. And lastly, Peter Rabbit bumped into this light pole and bent it, and then later on, the Cat in the Hat came and crashed into that same lamppost, knocking the lights off, and they landed on a woman's head and sent her into a coma. Good grief. Was this an attack on New York City? Are the balloons sentient? And of course, 1997 wasn't the only year with some mishaps. In 1993, the Sonic balloon was violently popped, and Rex the dinosaur had a tragic death of his own. This is horrifying imagery. An M&M balloon pulled another Cat in the Hat incident in 2005, shaking a light off its post and onto 2 children. And there are tons of examples of other things going wrong throughout the years. What I want to know is, can we place bets on which balloons will and will not survive? Because there is no shot the Pillsbury Doughboy makes it through the parade this year, and I want to put money on that. Way back in the early days, they used to have a policy where once the parade was over, they would just let the balloons go. Like an irresponsible kid at a birthday party, just see ya. And then if you found the balloon and brought it back to Macy's, they would give you a fat gift card. And there was a woman who thought it would be a good idea to go up in her plane and try to get a balloon out of the sky. Just really needed that Macy's gift card, I guess.
Annette Gibson tried to wrangle Felix the cat while it was floating. It got tangled in her biplane and crashed.
I love how the headline says, "Girl Flyer runs into balloon." It reads like an insult. And it was the 20s, so it actually might have been. And you thought they were dangerous behind the wheel on the road. This silly dame thought she could fly a plane. Like a man! Kind of upset that they stopped doing this tradition, though. I would love to see a 60-foot tall Kermit the Frog with a deflated head just wreaking havoc on Long Island. It reminds me of that Coca-Cola commercial that used to be on when I was a kid. Oh, 2008! That's the year. Speaking of that, I had to check on the 2008 parade because it's kind of my thing now, I guess. And it did not disappoint. David Archuleta got up there and sang Crush. Do you know how many times I belted that out in the shower in my adolescence? Almost as many times as I've belted it out in the shower in my adulthood. That song slaps ass. And good grief, a performance of About You Now by Miranda Cosgrove? They don't miss. 2008 was top tier. Man, you cannot convince me otherwise. Name one bad thing that happened in 2008. I'll wait. I think in a massive way, the Thanksgiving Day Parade is a perfect time capsule of every year in America. I mean, for goodness sake, they pulled a Rick Roll in the 2008 parade. How much fun? It literally doesn't get any more 2008 than that.
One important aspect here, these balloons are like a celebration, a confirmation, a validation that a character matters.
And I think we can extend that attitude to every aspect of the parade. From the music and the artists that are featured, to the interviews throughout, and even the commercial breaks in between it all.
First, I emptied the checking account, and then I hit the mall, and there in the window was this sexy little outfit, and oh my gosh, I just had to have it.
This isn't just a tradition, it's a snapshot of the times. There's a channel that has a ton of the full broadcasts archived, so I've just been going back and watching bits and pieces of them, and I gotta tell you, it's a heck of a pick-me-up if you're feeling blue. Thanksgiving gets overshadowed a lot, and there aren't really many good movies or TV shows about Thanksgiving. Like, Spider-Man and New Girl have been carrying the holiday on their backs for the better part of 2 decades. Come on, Hollywood, figure it out. Like, what am I gonna watch, 2013's Prisoners to get in the holiday spirit? That movie makes me upset. Drop some Thanksgiving suggestions for me. So anyway, I just wanted to make this quick little video to hopefully get you in a cozy little mood leading into the holidays. If you're gonna be seeing family over Thanksgiving, be kind. Everybody's dealing with stuff all the time. And tensions can get high this time of year, so soak up all the good and just let all the bad wash off of you like raindrops on a big old balloon. And if you're not gathering with family, then I've got a bunch of videos you can cozy up and watch, and we'll celebrate the holiday together. Feel free to stick around, get comfortable, grab a turkey leg or something. Let's hang out. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for watching. I know this one was a lot quicker than usual, but I've been absolutely killing myself with long videos over the last couple of months, and I needed just a fun little short one. Lighten the load a little bit. An extra thank you to my patrons. Those listed here are in the top tier on there. You guys You're like stuffing. You're not like the cranberry sauce or something. You guys are top tier. All right, that's all I got for you. I will talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.